begin the program. Thank you. I'm pleased to welcome you all for this program on Corporate Governance Voluntary Guidelines 2009. In this eventful day, I welcome and thank Mr. E. Selvaraj, DAI, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, New Delhi, for having kindly consented to be here with us today and address us on Corporate Governance Voluntary Guidelines 2009. We welcome you, sir. I welcome and thank Mr. R. Rajendran, CFO, Lakshmi Mission Works Limited, Coimbatore, for being here with us today and having consented to preside over the function. We welcome you, sir. I extend my heartfelt welcome to Mr. V.S. Subhash, Secretary, SIRC, for being with us and helping us in organizing these kind of programs. We welcome you, sir. Today, we are here to add value to our knowledge on Corporate Governance Voluntary Guidelines 2009. In any professional development program, the theme is introduced before the meeting. Today, I need not introduce corporate governance to company secretaries, for it's their bread and butter to them. Attempting to introduce corporate governance will amount to reinventing the wheel. So at this juncture, let me take you through the roadmap of corporate governance. The concept of corporate governance had gained momentum in the later part of 1990s. With globalization and liberalization of the Indian economy since 1991, the government had formulated different measures to protect the diverse interests of stakeholders and shareholders in the companies. The report on corporate governance by Cadbury Committee in the UK in 1992 has provoked intense consideration of the concept in our country. The report of Cadbury Committee was published in December 92, and from July 93, all UK companies listed in London Stock Exchange were required to state in their annual report the extent of the complaints with a code of best practices and the reasons for non-compliances. In India, the Kumaramangalam Birla Committee was constituted in 1999 to promote and raise the standard of corporate governance in India. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India issued guidance note on corporate governance in 2001, which was revised in 2006. The committee headed by Naresh Chandra, constituted in August 2002 to examine corporate audit, role of auditors, relationship of company and auditor, had a touch on corporate governance too. SEBI constituted a committee headed by Sri N.R. Narayanamurthy to review existing code of corporate governance. The committee presented its report in February 2003. In the global scenario, we find corporate governance report of Singapore government, then Sarbanes-Oxley Act 2002 by the American Congress, which came into effect in July 2002 to address all the issues associated with corporate failures to achieve quality governance and to restore investors' confidence. Coming to the Indian scenario, ICSI recommendations to strengthen corporate governance framework was released by ICSI on 8th December 2009, which had 26 recommendations. In the annual of celebrations of India Corporate Week 2009, from 14th to 21st December 2009, Ministry of Corporate Affairs issued Corporate Governance Voluntary Guidelines 2009 on 24th December 2009. With these few words, I once again welcome you all for this memorable professional development program. I now kindly request Mr. Subhash to deliver the keynote address, please. Thank you.